Hello, Markee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode of the Mailbag. This one's another special edition, Ultima Online. Woohoo! Well, maybe I should just say Ultima. So, because it's going to deal with more than just Ultima Online. Okay, so my first message here is from Starchild Zero regarding Ultima Forever and its questionable platform release rumors. Hello, Markee. I just wanted to throw something at you in regards to your mailbag segment about Ultima Forever. If I remember correctly, I read something on their site about it being released on Android-based platforms if beta tests well. What if it comes out for Ouya? You're in line to receive one of those, and so would you play that? You know what? I had forgotten that, yes, I have one of those on the way. It'll be here next month, from what I understand. It's from a Kickstarter campaign, and so it's a new console, Ouya, something like that, that is Android-based on its OS. So I'm really looking forward to that, and you know what? I would play Ultima Forever on that. If I can sit down and play with my controller on, at my TV, sitting on the couch or whatnot, makes me think. I'm objectionable to tablet-based games or phone-based games. And so if it can all be done with a controller, then that makes a big difference to me. And it's not that I think that all tablet games are bad or whatnot. It's just not my style. And so that's all I'm saying. So, Starchild Zero, good thought. I forgot about that. And so, anyway, okay, on to the next one. Let's see here. And I know I have more Ultima in here. Okay, so Chessie, huh? He says, weren't you on the Chesapeake Shard? No, I was not. So in Ultima Online, my first shard that I played on was Pacific. And Pacific was one of the first shards that became available. I was right there in the beginning, and it was probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the start of the game that they opened up Baja. Baja, I also had a really good ping to it. And so I ended up moving there because there was just this huge land grab in the beginning of Ultima Online on Pacific, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I knew a lot more about what I was doing whenever Baja opened up, and I said, okay, since they opened that up, I am going directly there. I'm going to work my ass off to get enough money to buy a deed for a small house that I'll be able to place right next to Britain. And so I did. I worked my ass off. Well, I played my ass off, and I got a small house right outside of Britain, right on the road, where I then started my vending career. So that was pretty cool. Okay. Yes. So I know I have another Ultima Online one here. This is from Sam Adams. Sam Adams. Good beer. Okay, so let's see here. I enjoy your Ultima Online videos as well as the rest. The interview with Lord British was epic, to say the least. I was wondering if you could make a video that fully dedicated to Ultima Online. Your prayers have been answered. Here it is. Can you tell us some stories from back in the day? Your memories of PvE, housing, hanging with friends, all the stuff you miss about the game. Also, if you decide to do the video is a good idea, could you spend some time talking about why or why not you think Ultima Online 2 would or would not work in 2003, assuming it had similar rule set the original UO in earlier stages? Keep up the good work. Okay, well, let's try it. Okay, so, golly, I spent so many years in the game. I started in 1997, and I played it until I played it for probably 10 years. I spent a lot of time in it. Probably the first 4 years is when I was the most hardcore playing in it. At first, I was working a 40-hour job a week and playing 40 hours a week. Do the math. That's a lot of time. Okay, so let's see. Stories. How about PvP? I'll just take these in order. So, PvP. Let me tell you about the best person in PvP that I ever met in the game. His name was Ronald McDonald. And he was also a trickster and a thief. And he did a very good job at playing the part. He role-played a bit. And he played a very good villain. And he would go out and kill as many other players as possible. And in fact, they started this website that I think was called The Joy of Villainy. And they would get screenshots of all of the heads that they had severed from all of the players that they had killed. And they kept a running thing for it. They were like, how long can we go before we get killed? How many other people can we kill? And I think that he got up over 1,000 other people that he killed before he lost interest. I don't know that he ever died. And so he was just very, very good at what he did. And, you know, that was one of the things that I liked about the game, was the risk of PvP. It's one of the things I like about War Z, is the risk. And so when Felucia, when Trammel came along, it kind of destroyed the PvP for me, because all the commerce and everything, which I was primarily a merchant, happened over on the Trammel side. There wasn't so much that happened on the Felucia side anymore, which is where the PvP could take place. So, okay, now, let's see, what was the next thing? PvE. Well, I guess I just covered that, didn't I? Housing. You know, housing is where I excelled at. And so there was Dernick was a guy in the game that was the master of placing houses. And he had it all figured out, all the mechanics and everything of placing a house. And he could place houses in spots that we never knew was possible. He would manipulate the game mechanics to do it. And what I mean by that is that you had to have a flat square of land, or the outline of where your house was going to be, with no trees in the middle of it. Like, you couldn't have a tree coming up through the middle of your house. But there could be some bushes sometimes and stuff like that. And the steps had to be placed at a certain level and everything. And so what he would do is he would bring along books and such. And he would place these books out in different places on the ground. And we'd be kind of looking at that going, what is he doing? And bam, a house would appear. He would put down these big houses in places where you just never thought it was possible. And he would do it by leveling the ground with these books, so that the corners that mattered, touching different places, he could, you know, bring them up to level, and the game would allow him to place them. And so it was really, really cool to see him do that. I made a lot of money with him, a lot of real-life money with him. He would take and buy these houses, or he'd place these houses, and then he would sell them on eBay. And if he had so many of them that if it didn't sell on eBay, then he would turn around and sell it to me for gold. And then I turned around and I sold them at a discounted rate, or as part of a package, you know, like with an account or whatnot. And it worked out very, very well. I would assume, I don't know how much he made, but I would assume that it was over $100,000 that he made by placing houses in the game over a period of a year or two. And I know that I was doing incredible amounts of sales. I got up into the range of $30,000-$40,000 per month of sales of intangible items within Ultima Online. And so anyway, that's kind of my recollection of housing, and I can tell you kind of a PvP housing story. I remember that we used to go out for when a house would fall, and I remember that there was this tower spot. There was this tower where they had figured out, Dez, who I used to play with, had figured out that there was a this tower that was getting ready to fall, that a keep could actually be placed there. And so anyway, we knew that this tower was going to fall. Other people hear about this. Other people would speculate on when they were going to fall, and they had it figured out within a couple-hour period. And so it was kind of interesting, because what we would do is we would go out there and we would hide and we would stay hidden, waiting for something to fall. And then when it would fall, we would pick up all of the items as much as we could and get them out of the way so that the new house could be placed. And in this case, there was a lot of other people that were sitting there waiting, hoping to place a house there as well. And so it was really great, because what we did is as soon as the house fell, instead of picking up all the loot and maybe doing some PvP with some other people right there and trying to kill them, Dez brought her white worms, and they were like dragons. And she brought 3 of them, I think. And so we knew that as soon as that gate opened up, we were to hide, because she was going to come through, release the dragons, and then they would attack and kill all of the other players that were there trying to loot the stuff and trying to get the house placement there. And so that happened quite effectively. The house fell. We started picking stuff up. Gate opened up. She comes through with her dragons. She releases them. We're all hidden. And since we're all hidden, when they go aggressive, they immediately started attacking the other players, wiped them out, and we successfully got a keep placed down. It was glorious. So much fun. So much fun. So, okay, what's next here on the list? Housing, hanging with friends. One of the big things in Ultima Online with friends was the weddings. And so big weddings would take place, and you would get all kinds of people together there. And I remember one wedding where we had just a huge number of people there that were all like celebrities in the game and everything, including like Ronald McDonald, and there was Greyhawk, I think, and Dez was there, and I was there, and there was just a bunch of other really well-known people and people of opposing sides. And so we had to make this truce for the wedding, that nobody would kill each other. And everyone had to agree to that in order to find out the location. And actually the wedding went off really good. But that was one of the big things that we did. We'd also, we would have communities. And so houses, you'd be able to place houses next to each other and everything. There always had to be so much room in between each house. But we had these neighborhoods, and you could see when your neighbor would log in and everything, and if you're friends with them, you might run over to their front door and they would let you in, and you'd talk for a little bit. And it was just really good neighborly stuff. Yeah, a lot of good memories. I made a lot of friends in that game, including one of my friends to this day. His real name is Britt. And in game he was Ramirez. Met him. He was one of the first people that I met in game that I still am friends with. And Alexandra on MarkeeDragon.com. Her and I operate the store there. And Alexandra I met in-game in Ultima Online back in, gosh, maybe 1998 or so. It's amazing how I've stayed friends with a lot of these people from all the way back then. And I traveled the country. I stayed with different people that I met in-game and everything, and really just a wonderful experience with friends. So, okay. So, Ultima Online 2. What my thoughts are about whether or not it could be successful if it was released this year. The answer is yes. I think that it could. I think, though, that it would be a little bit more of a niche game. It could be a AAA title, but I don't know if it would have. It wouldn't have the same success as like World of Warcraft, whatnot. And I really feel like that EA is wimping out with Ultima Forever. There's a lot of us who really want to play a new Ultima game, and we want it to be hardcore. We don't want it to be this casual crap like Ultima Forever. And so, do I think it could be successful? Yes. But do I think that it'll have the success where they want to measure it, you know, the number of dollars for investors and maximizing potential? No. I think that it won't, that there's other games out there that will be more successful. Do I think that it can have a good following to where it can have, you know, 500,000 to 1 million players that play consistently, say, for the next 3 years or so? Yeah, I think so. But the game landscape is much different. And although I have really wanted to play in Ultima Online again, you know, there's a whole bunch of politics around it too. Like Richard Garriott owns Lord British, and he is no longer associated with EA. Richard has many times said that Lord British will walk the streets of Britannia again. He has a game that he is working on right now that may very well be that. It may be very much in the Ultima Online style, but again, it's tablet-based. And I am so disappointed in that. It's not being made for PC. Richard is a visionary. He's not right on everything that he does, but he is willing to take a chance, and he is right on a lot of stuff. And so he's probably right that the new markets are in mobile, in tablets and stuff, and that's where things are going. And you know what? He's probably right. But those of us who have played these hardcore games, this is what we want. And for love of the game, please make us these hardcore PC games, MMOs, like World of Warcraft is one of them. And there's plenty of new stuff coming out and everything. And here's my hopes. My hopes is that EA eventually can give up the license to Ultima back to Richard, that maybe that they will sell it back to him or whatever, and then he can do, and that he has enough money that it's not a matter of, okay, we gotta work with the investors here and everything, that he can make the game that he wants to with Ultima, and that it's not got any oversight from other companies demanding certain things from him, putting on timelines or whatnot, that he can make the game for love of the game, for love of the craft of it. And the game will be for people who want to play that style of game. And so I want his only boss to be us players. And if in the future, I really hope that happens. I don't know if it will. I think that if UO2 was released today, that it could be successful. But I'm not holding my breath on that stuff. I'm really not. Because there's just all this baggage with it, and it really needs to be Richard Garriott doing the game, not EA. So that is my thoughts on that. Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching this far. I appreciate you being a subscriber and watching my videos. And do send me your questions into the mailbag. I'm Markee Dragon, obviously, on YouTube, and send me a message there. And it may, if it's good, get read in the next episode of the mailbag. I'm Markee Dragon. Take care.
If you made it this far in the video, you may as well subscribe. That's what I want you to do. You obviously liked it well enough to watch it this far. So look at this. This is Frostmourne. This is a Runes of Magic sword. This Runes of Magic sword is one that we're giving away as second prize to one of you subscribers just for being subscribed. That's all you have to do. Subscribe and accept our messages, or watch our videos where we draw for prizes. So this one is it's a really nice sword. It's signed by some of the American staff for Runes of Magic. And then there's the big boy here. I got it on my shoulder because it's so darn heavy. You know, this sucker is 16 pounds. Look at this. So it's a two-handed sword here, man. This is a beautiful sword. And we're giving this away when we hit 42,500 subscribers. It could be you. So, just subscribe, that's all you have to do. We'll do videos selecting the winners, and we'll send you a message in YouTube as long as you accept it. Just make sure you accept messages from us. To do that, put us on your contact list. And you just add Markee Dragon to your contact list, and then you'll be able to get messages from us, and you'll have 30 days to get back to us when we send you a message. Or if we can't message you, you'll just be on video, and you just gotta watch the video and then contact us. So anyway, if you made it this far, you really should subscribe, and I would appreciate it. So